Hey, what's up? It's Breyonna, and today we're going to be testing out the Scooby Doo collection from Wet n Wild, and let me tell you, this is the cutest box I have ever seen for a collection. It is a mystery machine, and like even the wheels are cut out, like it is adorable. I feel though like Wet n Wild always does their collaborations so beautifully. Like they just have so much thought and detail put into them. And I did double check on their website, and I do have majority of the collection. The only items I'm missing are like the nail polish and like a glitter palette, you know, stuff I'm not really like crazy into, but I do have like all the key items. Now I do want to mention that this is not my first time using the collection. Some of these products I've used 2 and now 3 times, so I mean I got a good feel for them. But before we jump into it though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on Instagram or TikTok, it's at Breyonna as well. Now I just pried my eyes, but seriously, like the shadows in this palette are so underrated. But I'm first gonna go in with this kind of like squash kind of color, and this one's the shade Boo. I'm also gonna use the brush of the palette as well, but I mean, look at that. Now just watch this. But do you see how pigmented that is? Like, I cannot get over how nice these shadows are. Like, I'm actually surprised I haven't seen more people talk about them, just because they're so high quality. They kind of remind me of my Beauty Bay palettes in a way. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more, and I'm also kind of like smoking this up fairly high, just because I do want to do a cut crease today. But even though these shades are really pigmented, you can see like they blend themselves out like butter. Like it is not hard to work with these whatsoever. And they also don't do like that over blend dusty kind of thing. As a side note too, like this brush on the collection is super soft. Like it is not scratchy, nor is it like an odd shape either. You can see it's just like a standard blending brush. Now, if you are somebody that has smaller eyes, you might find that this brush is a little too big. Just because, I mean, it is a decent sized brush, but again, it would work really well for highlighter too. Now this is my favorite matte in the palette. It is Scoop. I accidentally like put my brush way too much into it. But you see what I mean? Like these shadows, they're so pigmented. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more, but again, it's one of those formulas like you don't have to sit there and fuss with. Like you don't have to use specific brushes to get it to work. You don't have to do certain steps. Like it just does all the work for you. But I don't know about you, but I'm just kind of sick of having to do like certain things with an eyeshadow palette to get it to work. Like I want it to work for me, not me work for it. Now hear me out on this. I want to go in with Danger. It's like a deeper kind of like green kind of shade. And I just want to lightly pop this in the crease. I don't know, I've been kind of curious to see like how it works with other colors. Yeah, this shade is so pigmented. Oh, I might have used a little too much, but you know what? We can make it work. I'm just gonna pop a little bit more on the outer V, but you see what I mean? Like these shades, super, super pigmented. I'm just gonna go back in with Scoop and kind of like lightly kiss the edge. I cut my crease off camera using my Plouise base, but let me put you onto this green shimmer. It is called Raggy. Trust me, you need to prepare yourself, but look at that. Like it is so metallic and sparkly. It really reminds me of Beauty Bay shimmers, but it doesn't have like that cream to powder formula to it. Again, I am applying this dry, not damp. I'm not using anything special. I'm just pressing it right in. And I mean, oh, it's so good. Now we're onto the face, and I'm gonna use the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. And let me tell you, the skin tint is so nice. But I am not somebody that uses the dropper, so do not come for me. I am gonna slap this baby on my face. If you know, you know. But let's talk about the sponge, and I got some strong opinions about this sponge. Now, first things first, as you can see, this sponge is massive. Like, it is so huge. This is it wet, and then here is a normal, like, you know, beauty blender sponge wet, and like, you can see it's huge. Like, that's the size difference. And dare I say, it is a really nice sponge. You'll see what I mean right here. Like it blends everything out beautifully. It does soak a little bit of product up, but it's nothing bad. You see? It's gorgeous. But it is so big that it is like almost hard to use. Like I wish that they would have done a 2-pack of this sponge and made it like a standard size rather than like this. Like I feel like I couldn't even really do like my concealer, my, you know, every other product I use that's cream and liquid. Just because it's just not precise enough. And again, I got a big face, and it's way too big for me. Now what's really cool about this sponge too is that it glows in the dark. I mean, like, how cool is that? There's also a cream blush out of this collection. I have this shade Talk to the Paw, and I gotta say, like, this is the prettiest, like, purpley color. Like, you just don't see blushes this shade all that much, but I will say I don't like the applicator. It is kind of like a dupe for the Kaja one, if you've ever used that one, the cheeky stamp. Like, where you kind of, like, stamp the product in and then apply it. But you see what I mean? Like, it just doesn't apply all that much. I'll do another layer so you can see, but it's just, it's not the best with the application. And then I'll just blend it out with a brush. But I don't know, it applies it very odd. Where I feel like it just looks very uneven and it's kind of hard to work out. Now how I like to apply this is just going in straight in with a brush. Again, this is a brush from the collection. And I do like to get a good amount on my brush because, again, this blush isn't crazy pigmented. It's definitely more of like an everyday, like natural kind of vibe. So if you're like me and you like a lot of blush, you're gonna be doing a couple layers. You see, it applies so much better this way. It's such a unique blush because it's not like one of those pinky purples, because I feel like so many purple blushes, like, they lean pink once you apply it, but this one is actually purple. You know what, let's finish up the eyes. I'm gonna go in with this spooky shade, and it's kind of like a champagne, like, white gold with green reflect. It's really beautiful. And this one, I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of reminds me of a Super Shock shadow from ColourPop. Like, it has like that creamy kind of consistency to it. It's definitely like one of those cream to powder situations. It is so sparkly. If you're like me and you like a good sparkly shimmer, you're gonna love this one. Since I'm nosy, let's pop a little bit as highlighter. Ooh, that is so pretty. Ooh, I could wear that every day. One of the things I haven't tried yet is this shimmer liquid liner, and this one is in the shade Zoinks. And I gotta say, I did try something similar out of the Wet n Wild Alice in Wonderland collection, and I wasn't really a big fan of that one. So let's see if this one's better. I'm gonna do like a little liner accent. I mean, you can see it, but it's just, it's not really that pigmented nor that sparkly. Honestly, I would just pass on it. I'll show you what I mean. Like, this is what it looks like on the back of my hand. And I mean, like, she's cute, but like, it's not like crazy glittery or super sparkly. I don't know if my camera is showing it too, but it's not like the most like even with the pigmentation either. You can see it's just a little bit patchy. I wish Wet n Wild would do colorful eyeliners in the breakup proof formula, because seriously, like, that eyeliner, like their matte black one, oh, it is really good. Another thing I haven't tried is this lip mask. It is Mystery Slime, and it's like that gooey, like, slime green that you see in Scooby Doo. Wait. Oh, it smells like something. Is it like a candy? I want to say Sweet Tarts, but like the actual like Sweet Tart. Or it's, you know what? It's green apple. I just love stuff like this, but let's see how it feels on the lips. So it definitely applies clear, which we love. And like, it's not like one of those like really like thick, heavy lip masks, you know, like the Laneige one. It just feels really nice and lightweight. While this is doing its thing, let's swatch the UV crayons. Now these are technically the UV Glow Face and Body Crayon Set. They're not technically for your eyes. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to get these. Now the first one we have is the pink, and this one's in the shade Flame. And it does have a vegan symbol on it. That is electric. Next we have the green, and this one is an Evil Entity. This one is also vegan. That is like straight up like highlighter colors. And now for the one that I'm the most excited for is the yellow, because I feel like yellow is either like a make or break. That is nice. This one's in the shade Phantom, but like, look at that pigment. And what's nice about these two is that they're creamy, but you're not gonna burn through these quick at all. Like, you could actually do your whole face with this, and I feel like you won't use it up on like one use. Let's top it off with the lip balm stain, and this one's in the shade Pupcakes, and I'm gonna warn you, this sounds like it's a very light coverage, everyday kind of vibe, but let me just show you what happens. Like, this is like a straight up lipstick. There is nothing light coverage or, you know, lip balmy about it. Like, it is super pigmented. Now when I have used this a couple of times, it does wear down to a stain, but it's not like a crazy stain. It's very, very light. It doesn't taste or smell like anything either, and it's very hydrating. Now with this collection, there are a couple of non-makeup items. First things first, we have the makeup bag. Like if you're gonna get something out of this collection that isn't the eyeshadow palette, go with the makeup bag. Because seriously, it is such a nice quality bag, and it is huge too. Like you can fit a lot of makeup in here, and you can see like both sides have a design to them. They're both the Mystery Machine, and what's really cool about this too is like this side right here is clear, so you can see all your makeup inside, and also it's washable. Now the last item is a 2-pack. You get a keychain and then you get a handheld mirror. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they're really cute, but personally this is the thing I would pass on. And I mean, like the keychain is really adorable, but only one side is the Scooby-Doo logo, and then the other side, like, I don't know, it just doesn't have like that special kind of feel to it with the Wet n Wild branding and whatnot. And here is the handheld mirror. And I mean, unlike the Cheshire Cat one from the Wet n Wild Alice in Wonderland collection, like this one's actually fairly usable. It's just for me, it is something I would not reach for. And like, I don't know if you can see like these little like black like outline bits of like the cartoon are, they're like little indents, so it's gonna collect all like the makeup and dust in your bag or your makeup bag, and to me it's just gonna be really hard to clean. Now my biggest pet peeve with these handheld mirrors is that they don't have a cover to them, so if you pop this in like your car or your bag, it is so prone to getting scratched, and to me it's just, it ain't worth it. If you're gonna get one thing out of the collection, I would either get the eyeshadow palette, because again, like the formula of this is amazing. It's just super underrated, and if you're looking for a fall palette that isn't like a basic fall palette, can't recommend enough. And I would also recommend the makeup bag, because again, it is just a really nice size. You know, you could use it for other things that aren't makeup as well, and it's super cute. But yeah, let me know what you think about this collection and if you're gonna get anything from it, and also if you've tried it, let me know what you think about the items, because seriously, I would love to hear what you think as well, because I feel like a lot of people really aren't talking about it. But before you go though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on Instagram or TikTok, it's at Breyonna as well. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!